Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So if you are here to find out what is happening right now with price action of Bitcoin and also what kind of scenario to expect next to unfollow, then this is the right place. Why? Because in this video, I have prepared for you some very interesting scenario that is pointing out the price of Bitcoin could be preparing itself for this next movement, which could surprise everyone. And for that exact scenario to happen, we have to overcome one obstacle, and that is going to be talked in today's video as well. So if that is exactly what you wanted here, then come on, hit the like button. And for those individuals who are watching this for the first time, come on guys, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So now starting this analysis in a daily time frame, I want to start in a very simple way by simply showing you this one example of falling wedge. Falling wedge is usually looked as a bullish scenario, right? Because in our case, we had this similar price movement unfolding again and again, which led out to some really nice impulsive price movement in past Bitcoin price action. But in our case, you can see the price of Bitcoin was not able to find a support at the lower line area. And as soon as the support got broken, we saw this bigger price retracement. But buyers stepped in, right? And now we are seeing this range bound type of scenario. So is this actually showing us the price of Bitcoin could be preparing itself for another movement here in this manner? Because according to this one example, which I'm going to show you right now, here you can see, even though falling wedge was a bullish price movement, we broke the support line, saw this price retracement, liquidated all the longs, right? And again started showing this consolidation before breaking here to the upward direction. And in our case, as you can see, we had an exact similar scenario. This one example is from Fiat Hedge. I showed that on Twitter, so definitely big shout out to him, because right now in our case we did pretty similar, broke out of the support line, consolidated, and now the area where we are is exactly the area where the price should show some more consolidation before start breaking here to the upper direction. But for us, for an actual breakout to happen, we have to overcome one obstacle, and this obstacle will be talked on end of my video. But for now, what we want the price of Bitcoin to do is to stay above this 50,000 range, because if you are aware guys, not just only because of this one example, the price of Bitcoin could be preparing itself for a new movement here to the upside, right? But also according to this falling channel or descending channel, because the upper line of this descending channel was always a very important line of resistance, lower line was a strong line of support. But now the question here is, are we also ready for this new movement? Because we have broken out of this previous temporary resistance line. I have made that very clear in one of my video. If this is an actual movement here to the upside, then we could be getting gravitated towards this previous top, and this previous top is lying somewhere around 58,000 price range. And why this 58,000 here in the medium short term could actually make sense, because we are aware yesterday I talked about this cup and handle scenario where the price was approaching towards the neckline area. And if you can see here, in our case, this is exactly what we are also witnessing. So this means if the price of Bitcoin is going to see more of a range bound, then we want this neckline to break at any cost, which is lying around 52,000 price area. So that is why I'm saying you, if the price of Bitcoin is going to see an actual movement, then we have to overcome this obstacle around this 52,000, because breaking that, right, breaking that will indicate an actual movement here to the upper direction. And in that case, if you look at this price target from this cup and handle, right, then you can see we could be exactly approaching around this 58,000 price area. But this doesn't mean the price has to see a movement in this manner, guys. Please be careful. There might be some more consolidation, price also forming this handle, right, handle or some small retracement before breaking here to the upper direction. So for this actual breakout to happen, 52,000 resistance must be flipped into support. And not just only this one here, not just only this one here. Also, if you have watched my video, I showed you regarding this CPI indicator and why this CPI indicator was so important for us, because this was a fake out, right? You can see, even though it's looked as a bullish scenario, we had this downward price movement, again another wedge, but this broke here to the upper direction, and now we are above this monthly S1 support line, which is lying around 50,600 price area. So if the price of Bitcoin manages to stay above it, then I have said you, we could be getting gravitated towards this bottom CPI line. And this bottom CPI line, the lower line area, is around 58,000 range. So now you can see guys, not just only the CPI price target from the lower line area, which is around 58,000, Also, the cup and handle target is at 58,000, and also from this falling or descending channel, the previous high is also around 58,000. So that is the reason why the price of Bitcoin could be creating gravitated around the 58,000 if the resistance around 52,000 gets broken, the neckline from this cup and handle. And why this 52,000 is so important to break is because if you look at this as a Y cups accumulation phase, you can see very clearly for an actual breakout to happen, we have to overcome this resistance line, because around this 52,000 we got a rejection here, another attempt fail, and now if this is going to be a second attempt, then we want the price of Bitcoin at any cost to break this resistance and flip it into support, and then it is also going to play out as a Y cups accumulation phase where the price is going to enter this phase E and start this new movement here to the upper direction. So now you can see, guys, for an actual movement to happen, this 52,000 resistance first must be flipped into support. And not just only here with this example, but also if you look at this in a very simple way by using this 20 exponential moving average and this 50 exponential moving average. The area where we are finding ourselves is also trapped between these two moving averages, the 20 exponential moving average and this red line, which is the 50 exponential moving average. So if the price of Bitcoin wants to show an actual movement, then we have to flip this resistance from this 50 exponential moving average that is also lying somewhere around 52,000 price area. So that is the reason for the immediate short term, this 52,000 resistance must be flipped into support if the price of Bitcoin wants to show this movement towards this 58,000 price area. Otherwise, the price of Bitcoin could be testing this lower line area around this 20 exponential moving average, which is sitting around 49,900 to 50,000 range here in the immediate short term. So we want also the price of Bitcoin to stay above this 20 exponential moving average, because that will give us some confidence that price of Bitcoin could be retesting again to break out of this 50 exponential moving average one more time. So these are some of the interesting scenarios I thought sharing within today's video. If you enjoyed this kind of content, then guys, please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name's Anup. Bye bye, guys.